Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Smite Little League cast. We are going to be looking at the Five Horsemen versus KoF. As always, mi amiga Turtle Chi in the call with me. How are you doing, Turtle?
I'm doing absolutely great today, dude. What about you?
Fantastic, fantastic. What? Oh, I thought you said I'm gonna
Aw.
bite you, and I got really confused. Oh my god, I apologize. Uh,
Okay.
okay, I like Discord cut out for a second. All right, so unfortunately, game one was a forfeit in favor of KOF. The Five Horsemen couldn't get all their team together in time with the 15-minute window, so this is going to be technically game two of that set. So we see an Apollo ban here coming up from Five Horsemen. We've been seeing a lot of Apollo lately, even in the jungle. So kind of taking away some of that, that global pressure. Is
hmm
always a good choice. The Kakulin obviously has been such a strong character as well here lately. So you see, we see the Kakulin ban.
hmm I'm actually happy to see Kakulin being banned here because he has such an he's been one of the strongest solo lanes that we've seen so far in season 8.
Mm.
Um, and like I've been seeing a lot of players struggle against fighting him. The next ban we're gonna see out here is gonna be
Danzaburo came out
uh,
as a band from the Five Horsemen. And then we see a new band coming out from KOF as well. Then a Yamoja band coming out from the Five Horsemen. And then the Scylla band coming out of KOF as well. I mean, Scylla has been like one of the kind of most talked about characters right now in that mid lane position. I mean, she has been
oh yeah.
on the level of broken, just in terms
Persephone.
of what she can do. Speaking of broken,
It looks like the Five Horsemen are gonna are gonna go ahead and pick up Persephone, dude.
gonna do the
Are
bans
we
as
gonna see
well.
a repeat
And Ymir coming out from
of a
KOF here
match
as
that we saw?
well. And Ymir and Cupid. It's a pretty strong dual lane. And I mean, they get a lot of slows coming out from the Ymir and the Cupid Heart Bomb, and then the stun coming out from the Cupid as well.
Ganesh,
There's a lot of CC going that way in that dual lane. A lot of pressure
on
making look in
her.
Mhm.
place. Ganesh coming out as well as on her uh, in the Five Horsemen. I mean, that's a pretty strong uh, dual lane pick as well.
Dual
I'm
lane.
interested to see those two kind of match up. The Neja coming out from KOF, and Neja's I haven't seen a lot of him, but I think he's gonna be a pretty prominent coming up in the season. I mean he's just been feeling like he does a lot of damage.
Mhm. Looks like we're gonna see a Humbat's ban here from KOF. Already the Five Horsemen have a lot of team fighting notes with the Persephone and the Ganesha. It's actually really good that they got rid of another asset that could make things a whole lot worse during the team fights. The Five Horsemen are gonna go ahead and get rid of Merlin here, and KOF got rid of King Arthur.
Yeah,
I haven't seen King Arthur in a while.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
Five Horsemen are going to go ahead and ban out the
Side.
Poseidon.
A lot of mid laners getting banned out here, and a lot of. And then it's kind of average after that. But yeah,
Cerberus,
I mean, both teams looked like they were really trying to kind of prioritize getting out some of these, uh, you know, mid laners that are able to do a lot of damage right now. Cerberus
Raven,
getting picked up in the solo lane here. I mean, I think Cerberus is actually in a pretty good spot as well. With a lot
Osiris,
of the kind of item changes and stuff like that. Raven and Osiris getting picked up by the Five Horsemen, and Osiris has also been really strong so far this season.
Isis.
Yeah, I like it being picked up into the servers here. I'm assuming, I'm just going to assume off the bat, is that servers might go into the solo lane. Um,
Yeah, that's my
and
thought as
so
well.
he's going to have an easier time in lane. And we're going to see a last pickup for Mage's Isis. Now, I haven't been seeing Isis in a while, or being played.
Yeah, I haven't either. So that's gonna be actually really interesting to kind of see how ISIS is doing, uh, in this new season here.
Yeah,
So
one of the things.
go ahead.
Oh no, I said I was just I was gonna talk about the drafts a little bit, but
I mean, you're welcome to. This is our
yeah. I'm sorry, my screen went black, so I am trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm actually I kind of like KOF's draft for the most part, but yeah, I mean, third pick, I kind of like. I would like to see the five horsemen because I know I said like KOF because I like the Ymir and Cupid in the dual lane. But in team fights, I'm excited to see the Persephone and the Ganesha kind of work together, and kind of and see the Cyrus kind of counteract a lot with what Isis can do. What do you think, Vaughn?
It's interesting. I mean, both of these teams actually really just have a lot of space control. I mean, you have the Dharmic pillars and the Persephone ult over in the Five Horsemen, but you have things like the Ymir ult and the Cupid ult, like over on the end of Cerberus ult and the Isis. I mean, I mean, it's just I think KOF has the man. I mean, I don't know. It seems like KOF, if they're using their ultimates properly and together, will have a better team fight. You know what I mean? But I mean, but I'm interested to see if that's how they kind of implement this. I'm gonna lean towards KOF for this one.
All right, and we can just go ahead and hop into the first game here, and we'll see what happens.
I will see you guys in a second.
Mhm.
All right, so we're here for game technically 2 of this set. And we see Persephone kind of making a race to mid lane to kind of put down some of these flowers, and kind of get things set up here.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that players have gotten on to like start planning first, because I think for a while people were starting Ramble Blast and not really getting the full benefit of the seeds. But yes, he is, as we've seen, it starting those seeds is very, very potent and trying to apply a lot of early pressure in the first early levels.
Yeah, very true, very true. Man, one thing that's kind of cool here, be personally, as I'm seeing a lot of familiar names. As we're casting these stats. It's just really nice to see. Some of the people who just kind of stuck around, I mean, and trying to participate, in these seasons, as we keep growing the SLL,
Yeah, I'm always happy to see players continue working on their skills and continue improving, working as a team. Like I said, this is like we've mentioned before, this is a developmental league, and we want everybody to kind of grow. It looks like
coming from the Honor and the Ganesh, the Ymir just didn't hit level 2 in time. He might pay for it. The beads come out on her to secure the kill. Good use of the beads there to just make sure that they picked up that kill. But I mean, first blood. My boys in the blink comes out, but that's the game. Follow up Ramble Bones by Team Kid clean up that kill on Tarcha in the mid lane.
Yep.
Good follow-up coming from the Persephone, good communication.
Yeah, there was not much that they could have done there. Already Isis was poked out already, as we saw from level 1. And, right now Haljan is taking a bit of poke from the Persephone here.
Cerberus has also gotten poked out a little bit, but I mean Osiris is just very, very impressive in lane right now, especially with that Mannequin Scepter. He could just put so much pressure on top of his already bully lane style. Honor picks up another kill here in the dual lane though on Delicious on this Ymir.
Yeah,
I mean that's exactly what you want as an Honor, Just get these early
kills. If I were Delicious right now, I think I'd start backing up and start clearing from the tower line, noticing that there may be a bit of trouble just trying to contest your own waves. and kind of just so that way there'll be a smoother transition into the team fights. Looks like Ymir is trying to go in again, but second guesses and decides to go around the safe way. Right now, Ymir is at a 2-level deficit and needs to be a little bit more careful positioning himself in the lane, especially because he does not have any escapes. Right, this is one of the big risks with Ymir. If you're caught out or somebody like engages on you, you need to have a fail-safe for yourself in order to get out, and it's gonna be a tough time for that for KOF's dual lane. Right here we're seeing solo lane do solo lane thing, just smack each other up. Unfortunately, Psycho gets a miss from the Osiris. Does get the stun off. He's under tower.
Typical getting solo lanes kind of just poking each other out.
Looks like Buddhist
on this Neja is picking up the oracles right now while everything else is going on. She sneaks around while Isis tries to go through, and is gonna pick up the kill on this Isis again. Good look on the Persephone. Link comes out from Death the King, although he's at a level disadvantage here. And granted, Neja is low. She's gonna use his ult though. However, after hitting level 5, to just gonna get out safely.
Yeah, he recognized that he had no backup, and to take that fight with the Persephone rotating in would have been bad.
Yeah, very true. And he does keep following around, this Robin, making sure he doesn't get too much out of what he's trying to do here. Fighting over these back camps. Hear them all. Although that might have just cost him. I mean, again, Robin still hasn't hit level 4 yet, but it's not going to matter. He's going to hit level 5 off of that kill.
Yeah.
Oh, just kind of preventing Neja from getting away. I think probably would have been better just to give the back camp a look to reset. As a result, they're going to take the blue buff here of the Cerberus, which I mean, if I'm a guardian in the soul lane, making sure you get your blue buff, it's really, really imperative,
Yeah, you just suffer so much by not having your blue buff as a guardian in the solo lane. Just what you eat through, just trying to clear wave and all else. You don't feel it when you're playing support, but when you're playing solo, it just sucks.
Huge level lead coming up in the mid lane here as well after those first couple kills going the way of this Persephone. Neja makes an appearance, but Nash does a good job of rooting him. The ult comes out, but it's not going to catch the Persephone, who manages to jump away from it. More damage comes out from that Isis, but Isis has actually been poked out to below half here already.
Mm-hmm. The
Rising Dragon picks up a kill on a Riddlebidation. And just just kind of further pushing that lead. How do you just kind of make sure the wave doesn't get pushed under the tower here, and just try and hold the wave for him. Purple buff gets dropped, going away of KoF.
Yeah, the 5 Horsemen already have a 3K gold league. I'm interested to see like how they're gonna continue applying the pressure that they have, or if they're, maybe mess it up and maybe allow KoF to kind of get back in the game. It's still 6 minutes in. Looks like for Crimson here, dies to Leonidas.
Yeah, Leonidas doing a good job of realizing that the tower wasn't on him, so he put the tethers on to ensure that he's going to get the extra damage and the stun off on the Cerberus, who's already very low under the tower. That was a good play by him. The blue buff's coming up now, and it looks like they're going to make sure that they're at that blue buff again to try and steal from the Cerberus. They back up to try and go for these camps, because Ganesh shows up, drops the jumping killers. Mystic Rush is going to come out as well, and they're going to pick up Haujin here, Death the King, getting the kill bounty for it. Good chase there. He's getting pretty low here in this mid lane, but I mean, I guess with the jungler gone and having eyes on the mid.
Yeah, right now the 5 Horsemen have a lot of pressure into that jungle towards the speed buff. They're not going to do anything to Chibi here. Chibi's going to continue on doing her thing.
Okay. Honor's on the wrong side of the lane. I don't know if he's. I don't know if they decided to switch teams or something, but they're both facing the wrong way here. And I mean, this is a pretty dangerous spot for both ADCs to be in right now.
I mean, he's taking a lot more poke from the minions, so he's not gonna, you know.
Manages to get the leap off to try and make something happen, but Asian's gonna be able to pick up that kill.
You know, if I would like to see the damage numbers and then just see how much he had lost.
Yeah, well, I mean, both were taking so much damage from the other teams of minions. Like.
Yeah, but remember, Anher was on the side closer to the tower, so he was getting poked out first, and that just sucks. I don't know what happened in that engagement to have that happen. Looks like Houghton goes in on the Chibi.
Yeah. Yeah, the beats come out from Persephone, which is going to be pretty big. Leonidas picking up another kill here. However, on the Cerberus. That was a good use of the ult. I mean, Ice just gets out with a sliver of health, but I mean, if you're Persephone, oftentimes it's better to not necessarily go for that skill shot, but just go to a place with your ult. If you know, if they're too far away, you know, where you know you're gonna start tethering people from it, you know.
Looks like a delicious shooter.
Trying to get away here. Ganesh steps in to try and make sure Chibi gets out safely. He's gonna reset. Houghton looking to come over as well. Rotating in the mid lane, realizes Persephone's not there as she backs. Looks like he's just gonna try and get these mid camps over here. In the meantime,
KoF is suffering a lot right now. They really need to start applying pressure onto the mid lane, but carefully though, because we don't want to see Chibi getting more than she already has. She's so massive right now. It's kind of hard. Like, I like the attempt that Nezha had. Look, in solo lane right now. Looks like they did something about this Cerberus.
Might not be enough. The leap comes out from the Cerberus as well. Ensuring that Cerberus is actually going to survive. It looks like now, unfortunately, the Ymir's caught out. Everybody jumps up into the air to try and get over that. And the chase is still on for the Cerberus, who hasn't really gotten a chance to back it. Houghton's going to take a ton of damage, but he's going to use his sash to make sure that the King stays under the tower and kind of stay immune for the damage for a second. In the meanwhile, both ADCs trade again over in the duo lane. It is a massacre on this battlefield right now. Bodies everywhere. My God. But the T1 will fall, going in favor of the 5-4. So they're gonna actually push down the wave here to the T2. I don't know if Osiris is going to really be able to take it on his own, but Ymir looks like he's coming over from the top side to prevent that in general.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about that little engagement there, because I actually really like KoF's response to this massive Osiris, right? And I feel like there's a bit of a communication issue, because the fight was a little messy. And I kind of just want to touch up on that. The fight was everywhere. I think we had players past the T1 in the middle of the lane, and then we had players inside the tower, and then we have players also in between T1 and T2. Chibi is gonna go ahead and get this great Scorpion here all by herself. Hopefully she gets caught out here. I mean, not trying to say like hopefully, but like, you know, she's low. I would like to see KoF kind of come back a little bit and kind of like set the ground and say, hey, you know, we're done. Letting you guys bully us around, you know?
Yeah.
You know, good on her though, or him. Good on Persephone. Ooh, nice ult from Death the King, getting Perka.
Yeah, that was a good pickup there. Honor might be in trouble here as well, though, and I mean, oh, very good kill. That's huge for this Cupid right now. I mean, Honor started off what I believe 2-0 or 3-0 here in this duo lane, and I mean, Cupid managed to just stay level with him that whole time. You know what I mean? Which is, if you're behind in kills and stuff like that in gold, staying behind or staying up in farm, you know, is really important. Huge damage comes out from that Persephone after the big Ganesh ult came out and Buddhist Dragon kind of trapping them in. And Rudobadation's going to pick up the kill on Death the King with the Heart Bomb there as well. I mean, that was just... I mean, again, that's that combo of I mean, it started off kind of upsetting. I think they lost the Ymir right away, but the ult that came out from the Ganesh and the Persephone combo was just insane. Like that combination works so well for teams.
I'm actually happy to see KoF actually starting to play a little bit more organized now. After saying like, "Hey guys, we're not gonna win this match if we don't start, we don't start doing something about it," So really happy for them. Unfortunately, they really needed to space out away from that heart bomb over there in the over there by the gold pit. They could have not lost as much as they did.
It's very true, very true.
I'm sorry, I am munching on the delicious peanut butter cookie. Looks like Halogen goes in. Connected with an awesome silence there, but regardless, he still gets the ult off. Well, Persephone dies?
He waits it out. Menace is going to pick up the kill on Persephone here, but again, when you kill Persephone, he's not really dead. The ult comes out, tethers everybody in. Isis is going to pay for it. Ganesh is very low here, trying to silence. Manages to stop Haugen for a second, but the cavalry arrives. Osiris shows up. Haugen goes into his immunity frames on the dash, but with the sash, but they had them waiting for him. Ults come out everywhere. Little bit Asian's going to be the next to suffer. Osiris with the huge rotation. I mean, Leonidas came in and just really changed that entire fight around. It's like
the great rotation. Yeah, with gold being up, after Chibi had soloed it already, it just allows a window to give an opportunity for the solo later to say, hey, is this down? We should start fighting over here, right?
Yeah, very, and again, I mean, just a really great rotation coming out of Leonidas on this Osiris pick.
And there's not much Cerberus can do right now. Even if he were to counter rotate, he is 3 levels down on this Osiris. Right?
Yeah, very true. And I mean, he also opted to go kind of a more damaging build. you know what I mean? Which I mean, if you were level with the Osiris, or maybe even a little ahead of the Osiris, would make a lot of sense. But I mean, I think he's gonna start to suffer when he does rotate into these team fights a little bit until he gets some more kind of defensive, really defensive, solely defensive items online. Cerberus coming over to the top to get to this, but Osiris is following him from the top right here, and I don't know if they've communicated that, because Osiris looks like he's just kind of walking around. Decides to opt to go underneath instead. Both ADCs still aren't here, so it's just a 4v4 of a square off while we're kind of waiting to see. Machine can pull, and then sure enough, Osiris does. It's actually almost down. The silence comes out from Ganesh just to make sure that everybody kind of stays away, and KoF's just gonna drop it. Let him have it.
Looks like the 5 Horsemen are gonna go ahead and take the Greatest Scorpion here. Not much that he can do though.
Although Neja takes Persephone up into the air, Haugen with a big ult there. That's gonna be a kill on Persephone, and that's gigantic for your team fight. Ymir ult drops, tons of damage comes out of it. Cerberus out drops as well, and kind of recenters everybody back in the middle of the lane. Isis picks up a kill, Haugen picks up a double kill out of that. Isis drops in the process, but a 3-for-1 going the way of KoF, and Signs of Life coming out of the team that was
awesome sash.
The majority of this early game. Yeah, great catch on the sash. Good stun coming out from the Cerberus, trying to just get in range of Osiris, and he's going to manage to pick up that kill as well. Anhur rotates to mid lane, hoping to just either pick up the scraps or at least save the 2-1, and it looks like it's going to happen. Seems we have a pause coming out briefly here.
I'm actually liking these small adjustments. I'm happy to see KoF waking up a bit and actually doing something about their massive disadvantage that they had early on. Right now, Anhur is gonna like you said, he's gonna go ahead and try to defend that mid lane. But one thing I would like to talk about, right? Season 8 is known for the starter items, and I'm kind of surprised to see Cerberus not starting a starter item here. Now, with my new solo laner,
I noticed that as well. Yeah.
What starter do you think you should have gone with?
I mean, Warrior's Axe is just so strong right now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much going to be the primary pickup in the Soul lane, with very few exceptions. I mean, Osiris picks up the Manic Conceptor because of the auto attack and that early bully presence you can get from it. You can kind of get away with that with Bologna as well, and like if you're looking to. Yeah, I mean, but I just think the benefits that Warrior's Axe has, especially once you're able to evolve it kind of later on in the game, it just provides so much for your team. Ooh, ult Aegis drop on Cupid. Ult comes out from Rising Dragon as well, and Honor is going to pick up the kill. Cupid just really wanted to get that tower and just invested a little too much into it without having the minions there to really tank it for him, so he ends up falling. And I mean, that's going to be pretty big for this Honor. He's going to be able to probably go a pretty solid lead now. His fail not finished already, so I mean, he's already getting that crit benefit, whereas the Cupid wasn't there in that fight. I think it's super important to make sure that you're paying attention to the enemy team and where the power spikes are going to be. Maybe Cupid, might have rethought that, and not fought into the Honor who has the crit online already.
I mean, he's also 2 levels up on him, to be fair. Like, it's never worth, to give your life up like that, right? Because they can get so much more. With you losing the player, right? Not only did he lose his tower, but let's say if gold was up, and if the 5 horsemen really wanted to, they could afford to fight by gold. And
yeah, very true.
So it's never oh, it's worth. And now I hate hearing that. Like, it's like if you want to grind my gears one day, you do like a stupid play. You get one thing out of it, but then the whole team gets so much more just because you wanted like that one little thing, that one kill or that one camp. Ah!
Yeah, very true. That the king gets sashed onto, uses his kickflip, and then as a result just manages to get pretty caught out by it. The wall comes out to make sure she can't get out. The Isis ult drops as well. They did expend a lot of ults just to secure that one kill though. And I mean, they may look to try and disengage here, but Osiris has other plans. He is in. Maybe Kitten manages to do big damage off with the Persephone. Leonidas picks up the kill on Delicious in the back. Chibi Kitten trying to run away from Haujin, but Haujin is on the hunt, manages to clean up the Persephone. And Leonidas picks up a double kill after chasing down the Isis for the rest of that as well. I mean, again, it's just when you have an Osiris who's ahead or even with anybody on your team, I mean, it's a nightmare being the enemy team. I think we're really starting to see him just kind of throw his weight around now in this kind of like late portion of the game here.
Yeah, no, Leonidas has been doing a good job in his lane. He got a really big lead in solo lane, and now he's able to run around with it. As you said, like throw his weight around and just kind of do whatever he wants. Honestly, just kind of went into the back line and said, "I don't care." And I'm eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh.
Yeah, and he definitely looks like he's had a big appetite so far this game. So the ult comes out. Cupid, that the king uses his ult to counterattack. Blinks back in on the Cupid here, however. The Aegis comes out, manages to defend off a little bit of that damage, but he's still in a lot of trouble here, and I just don't think he's going to be. The Heart Bomb comes out, but Death the King uses that too, and the extra little movement speed he gets to reach Cupid and clean up that kill. It's pretty solid on his part. However, Honor was in the mid lane, manages to pick up on the kill on Neja. The Ymir ult drops, Honor leaps over the Ymir ult damage. Really smart play there, just being able to make sure he didn't take, that big bulky damage that comes in with that ultimate. Looks like we're gonna get a reset here. Everybody's kind of separating, although Cyrus is very, very deep in enemy territory. Looks like he's just going to place a ward up there. And the whole big ult carry now coming out for the 5 horsemen. Seems like Persephone had been planting flowers all over there, getting ready for it. And I mean, again, that's going. It's kind of. I don't know. I kind of attest it to like how Arachne has her webs. You know, Persephone is able to drop those plants wherever she needs to drop them for later. You know, she can drop plants in like other lanes, come back, the plants will still be. Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot of different kind of like styles of play potential. You know, having an ability like that in her design.
Yeah, you know, she's able to set up early and then, you know, get to the fight already with her damage already set up, you know, and then even in the team fight. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought something was gonna break out here, but it looks like KoF is gonna go ahead and
looks like KoF is gonna back off and above the Fire Giant. I mean, they didn't have to keep it with him either. You know, so I don't think it was necessarily a bad move to back off.
No, right now the 5 Horsemen are 10k ahead. There's only so much you can do, and just pray and hope you can get picks here.
Initial drop. Silence comes out and looks like they're using this opportunity to take the tower. Death King goes in very far, and Neja ult comes out, brings him up into the air over the Cupid ult. This ult drops as well. Not going to be enough to secure anything. Rising Dragon is actually going to pick up a kill on this Cerberus. And Ganesh manages to catch Delicious with his dash, and Rising Dragon can pick up the kill on this Honor. And now, it seems like they might be able to just take this Phoenix. The sash comes out again by Neja. I mean, he's been doing a really great job on this Neja with these sashes. You know, I mean,
oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been a little unfortunate that he hasn't really been able to like really sustain like a dominant lead, just because he's you know, other lanes have been struggling. You know what I mean? He's been trying to rotate.
Nice.
Really nice job again. I mean, he used the sash to make sure he got closer. And then used the one off of it to make sure that he secured the kill, even though, you know, Robin went to into his little kickflip there to immune the damage. And Honor is going to clean up the kill. You know, and at that point, it's just a numbers game. You know, but he did manage to push him off long enough, you know, to make sure they didn't, you know, try and clean up anything else, really.
Unfortunately, that does stagger his back timers a little bit. I don't think it'll matter too much right now, because it looks like the 5 Horsemen are already going to go ahead and reset instead of pushing on the tower. They did have a few members did die into that engagement there. Looks like Chibikin's going to go ahead and secure that that Scorpion there without, you know, with any worry. She's just doing her thing. You know, she's just been doing whatever. And I feel like, like, I want to talk about this matchup against, like, Persephone and Isis. It's interesting to say, right? Because like Isis should be able to have like a bit of early clear, but she is not able to do what she needs to do. She can't get close to kind of clear that wave. And if you don't respect Persephone, right, with her plants, you unfortunately have to clear on the tower, and you know you have to be so up close and in your face to play like Isis, especially with her wing gust, right? And you know, to kind of secure that damage off. And it's been really hard for this Isis Percha to kind of develop anything. She is 3 levels down currently. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's just running. I mean, Leonidas just kind of gets to do whatever he wants right now. You know, until I mean, they got to find a way to. I mean, this Cupid needs to start getting execution. I don't know if he has execution already. If we're looking at the builds, yeah, he does. I mean, they got to start getting some damage. Getting that protection thread onto him. It looks like they tried to. The Persephone ult comes out. Cerberus ult comes out as well. The Thorns drops for Osiris, almost picking up the Cupid on his own. And the dash is, I mean, the hunt is still on. I mean, Leonidas walks into now 5 people. Finally kind of gets taken down. And they didn't really get too much out of it, although I don't think they realize Robin on the right side. Honor manages to get out, uses his beads, but it doesn't matter. Haujin's going to come and clean that up. Picks up the kill on the Honor, and the hunt is still on as well. I mean, Persephone is still alive here. Does some good damage, but Ganesh is also still alive. Just trying to hold him off, I guess, long enough for Robin to take that Phoenix and right, which he does. And now Persephone is just trying to make sure she gets out as best she can.
Could be
Good
enough
team's
to
coming
keep-
out, yeah, to prevent that sash from doing that, but it's just not going to be enough. Again, the numbers game just kind of coming in and finishing off GB Kitten.
No, here's the thing, right? Like, and like, I'm not trying to bash on poor Robin. I hear he did get the Phoenix, right? I guess it's what for what it's worth. And depending on what KoF can get off of this, they can get towers, or they're gonna pick up the primal set up for
Set up for this fire giant coming up.
yeah. I feel it could have gotten a bit more. Especially they're still not all bad. They could have just pushed down mid. And I wonder how different the fight would have been if all 5 people of the 5 horsemen were in left lane, right? And potentially even white, because they were all staggered, and that's why the fight went so horrible. And they could have been game for the 5 horsemen. It could have ended it there. There was no again, he got the Phoenix, right? He got what he wanted. Congrats. But I feel like the fight could have been so much more different, and especially with how big the deficit is right now between the 5 horsemen and KoF, that it could have ended the game if all 5 members were there.
Yes, I do agree, but I don't think that blame goes completely to Robin here. I mean, that is a team discussion that has to be happening. And I mean, I think Robin said, hey, I'm going to split down right, but the call should have been, all right, if you are going to split down right, we'll keep them here, but we cannot fight. You know what I mean? And they got baited into that fight. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the communications were, like what the comms were like in that scenario. But it kind of goes both ways. That communication has to be there of, okay, we both need to exact our parts of the plan,
That's true. Might be. But I'm here seeing the horsemen already start to group up for this fire giant. Unfortunately, they have fireways contesting into that right side Phoenix. They're not gonna have that many members to really fight here. So Hauja needs to be careful. He could get collapsed on if he gets noticed out.
And one of the last people you want to get collapsed on by is an Osiris running at you and slowing you to death.
Just inevitable death. Looks like they're picking out Isis's location. They know that she's there. And again, like those minions, they're pushing up, but they also provide a lot of vision, and they're utilizing that vision very well. Just kind of saying, hey, they have these many members here. Looks like Delicious gets a nice freeze off of the Osiris here, but Osiris is just so tanky that it just kind of didn't do much to him.
Yeah, I mean, Osiris is just massive at this point. They almost cut out this Robin. I mean, he might just be able to get away, and it looks like he will. I believe he extended as well as his ult there. Yeah, his speeds were down. Sorry, his ult. Huge ult comes out from Ganesh, though. Separates the team fight enough to where Death King can sneak in the back. Leonidas gets the kill on Cerberus. The Isis falls as well. 2 members down. Death the King picks up a kill. Rising Dragon picks up a kill. The only member left is this Ymir, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out. It looks like he will not. It's a clean team wipe going the way of the 5 horsemen.
Now, do you think this would have been good?
As well.
And then they would have rushed down towards, what's it called? Right solo lane Phoenix, left Phoenix as... Do you think they would have been able to have enough time to kind of run towards that Phoenix and kind of finish it off without picking up the fire giant?
I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to kind of go go back and watch it and really kind of really look at the respawn timers, and all that. But I mean, it looks like you're gonna try and end it anyways. I mean, wow, they're doing a lot of damage to the fence, so it's not even gonna matter. I guess my opinion is null and void on the.
It doesn't matter.
but yeah. I mean that was just a really clean engagement and push in that in that last couple minutes there by the 5 horsemen.
Yeah, that was a good game from the 5 horsemen. They applied pressure where they needed to apply pressure, and you really utilized this Persephone very well. This Persephone was, just there's a reason why you ban her, right? Like, no mind the the Sella and the Nua, because it was also really strong right now, right? And then this is what I was mentioning before. A lot of people think, oh, they may not know how to play Persephone, but I think people had enough time to kind of figure out how to play here, at least to some extent, for her to like at least
Yeah.
be a bit threatening to leave open onto the table.
Yeah, no, that is very true. I mean, I think she just proved her worth right here. So,
Excellent game from the Five Horsemen, and I like to see that the KOF was continued fighting. It wasn't just like, oh, we're just gonna keel over and die. They continue fighting till the end, and just props to all around.
yeah, no, I mean that was a very good game. I would like to see. I'd like to see Delicious on a more, a little more, bit of more of a mobile support. I mean, he suffered in the early game a little bit. From that lack of mobility. Not having a dash to get away from. The damage coming out, but by the on her and the Ganesh.
Early on, right?
I mean, yeah, in those first couple of levels, which are imperative, to making sure you get a good start.
Yeah, and another thing that when you mentioned mobility, I just looked at it, right, and I can't believe I never mentioned it before, but KOF's team did suffer a lot in mobility, and Isis didn't have a way to get away. Haljan needs to kind of like use his ult if he needs to get away, you know,
Yeah,
and
very
then
true.
so like whenever these guys would full commit, they had no option but to fight and and just see where it took them. But yeah, I would like to see like maybe yeah, like you said, the support just kind of have a little bit more free reign, just so that dual lane doesn't fall behind so early.
Yeah.
Granted, Cupid did a decent job keeping up with the on her though. Uh,
Yeah, no, I mean the Cupid did really well in like maintaining the farm, for sure.
up until a certain point where I'm not sure where he lost the 2 levels, but I think it might have been the team fights that on her may have been rotating into.
Yeah.
Um, but excellent game. We'll go ahead and start seeing what's in store for us for the next game.
Yeah, we'll have picks and pans coming at you in a second. right, we are back with game 2, technically game 3, due to the the forfeit of the game 1 here. Against KoF versus the Five Horsemen.
Yep.
So we're gonna kind of hop right back into these picks and bans. Turtle, we talked a little bit, about adjustments, that we really wanted to kind of see made here. Um, out of the out of KoF, or, but what do you want to see the Five Horsemen continue to do?
Well, continue what they're doing, like continue having that presence in solo lane, continue rotating to these fights because I think that's the big thing. Because KOF tried to come back by rotating into the problem areas, but they were so far ahead that they continued rotating as a team and continued, keeping that lead and not losing it.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy to see this Persephone ban, man.
I think it was a pretty good call based on the value that they got out of that Persephone, last game. Danzaburo ban, Nuwa, Apollo, pretty similar to the bans that we saw this last game.
Mm-hmm.
Cullen ban coming out as well.
Camp's gonna be first pick here. I wonder who they're gonna pick up. I think they might pick up the Scylla, seeing that it is left open. Being that she has such a strong presence right now.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be a bad ban. Looks like they're gonna opt for the Cupid here.
We were speaking about like Scylla having an insane like presence right now in season A, being like downright just broken. Just how much power, and they do pick her up. The Five Horsemen. They also take away
the Five
the
Horsemen
Naja.
Yeah, see, that's interesting because now they have the Neja Scylla combo that they can also work into this mid lane. So that's gonna be pretty interesting to see play out here.
Yeah, they took it away from KOF, from Haujin, being that he was doing some work with the Naja. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and pick up the combat.
The Ganesh and the Han bots here. I like both of these picks. They just have some really big team fighting ultimates right now. Ganesh, Han bots, Cupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big lover of Sobek. So especially the dual lane was going very well. I'm actually hopefully KOF steps it up a bit, especially with this Ganesh pick, and is able to counteract a lot what Sobek's going to be able to do in the lane.
Isis here as well as the Poseidon for these next two bans. Onher's banned out, and Yamoja comes out as a final ban from KoF. Interesting they banned Yamoja. I mean, I'm assuming Sobek would be going into the support role, but that doesn't mean he necessarily is. It's just my, my guess.
Well, who knows, right? Well, we'll see here in a little bit. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and pick up Drama, the Five Horsemen. They're gonna have a lot of pressure in that dual lane. Seems like. I think me and you were just like,
I was doing a threat thing. I don't know what you were doing. But,
oh, okay.
but Discordia comes out here, and they do pick up a Cerberus here to kind of round out their team comp. I would have loved to have seen them potentially take like that Osiris pick away or something like that. It's not really going to matter. The Five Horsemen is going to go with Tyr for their solo laner anyways. But I mean, but I mean, I don't know. I just would like to see, the KOF solo laner, just on something, that can fight a lot better, and in that early going, get it, so he just doesn't fall behind as much,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like they needed something with a little bit more early pressure into the solo lane, to kind of counteract that. Like if I'm surprised they're running it back with the Cerberus, and I think I'm a little bit surprised here to see is also the Discordia pick, right?
Discordia is an interesting pick though for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even. There's so many mid laners. They're all escaping my brain right now. They're all just kind of like. I just can't, like, right now they're kind of like, bloop. But I would have loved to see the Janice, kind of helping out.
Yeah,
the Hun that's with the rotational ability, especially with the 5 Horsemen constantly applying pressure into the lanes, having the mid laner being able to rotate over quicker and able to counteract a lot of that early pressure would have been great. And so they opted for the Discordia. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And, who do you think has a better comp here, Vaughn?
Man, I mean, the 5 Horsemen have kind of a much more of like a pick comp kind of oriented thing here. I mean, with the Neja and the Scylla, I mean, where KOF just has pretty much just massive team fight ultimates, like all across the board. I mean, I think if KOF can just stay level until we get to that kind of team fighting portion, I think they have a good chance to, take this game. So I'm gonna go with them.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's get into it.
All right, we are here with the deciding game for KOF versus the 5 Horsemen.
Yep. Can't wait to see.
We do see Cerberus going with a starter item this time. He opts for I believe that's the anti-heal item. I can't remember the name.
Tainted Steel.
Yeah, enemy gods that you hit have their healing taken reduced by 20%, and I mean that's actually I was gonna mention that when we were talking about starter items, particularly for Cerberus, just because of his passive. I mean he's already cutting down on healing. I mean it does work pretty solidly with his kit.
Yes, sir. Looks like Discordia.
Two here first, but just barely. Scylla's looking to do some damage here, and she does. Oh my! Yeah, that crush combo is pretty big. The beads do come out of Discordia as well, even though she wasn't really able to step away from the damage once she beat it. But I mean, that's actually pretty gigantic for this mid lane right now.
Yeah, again, they had that early pressure in mid. The 5 Horsemen here. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and secure these mids, which is gonna put them further behind. The 5 Horsemen again have pressure in dual lane.
Crimson is gonna follow the Leonidas over here in that solo lane. That's gonna be the first blood going the way of Leonidas, who I mean I would say had a profound impact over that whole game. I mean, so I mean that is probably the last person that you want to see get that first blood.
Oh yeah.
The leap comes out, trying to confirm this kill. Good stun comes out from the Q, but the shell drops though on the Sobek, and that's going to be enough to make sure they get away safely.
Yeah, Howden was already ready to apply the a gank there, kind of alleviate pressure. Good job on him, kind of giving that pressure back to KoF.
Although Sobek is very, very low. It's interesting that he decided to stick around.
Sometimes it's not worth stay around. Looks like he's gonna play it safe. They're really close to the tower lane. I guess he'll be fine. Looks like he's trying to fight for that Scorpion.
I mean,
he lost about 80 health there.
Something at a sliver now. I mean, jeez, ballsy play kind of coming out of that Sobek.
Yeah. Looks like he wasn't really scared. He wasn't really too worried about anything.
Crimson's blue buff is coming up here, and I mean, he really needs to make sure he has his blue buff. I mean, he's already out of mana in the lane. But it looks like Neja and Tyr are just gonna opt to kind of go for their blue buff and leave him to get his, which I mean is probably the best situation right now for the Cerberus.
Fight for my amusement. Perish.
Good damage coming out. Doesn't really connect on the one because still manages to send it away. Chases him again though, and yeah, I mean she's just Chibi Kitten just has zero fear. Just walking right up to this Discordia to make sure that root combo hits cleanly.
Yeah, she no care in the world, man. She again, like similar to Dylan, they're not scared right now.
Scylla just
within-
5 here.
If she hits a cripple here, it could
Oh,
spell
almost
doom.
caught her with the Sikkim. Just not enough. But Discordia will hit level 5 here as well.
Yeah, it looks like dual lane again. The 5 horsemen again regaining pressure. Right now it's looking kind of rough for the 5 horsemen, but it's not as bad as it was before so far. Again, we're only 4 minutes in. Haljan's going ahead to secure the purple buff here. Make sure the 5 horsemen don't get it. Did he secure it? Yeah, okay, yeah, it doesn't show up on the map.
The pluck comes out of Brutus Dragon, but he didn't manage to hit anybody with it. So now the Rising Dragon just steps back up to just kind of make sure he's poking out, providing support for support. The roll in from the Rama. Ooh, the pluck again just shy for Brutus Dragon, gets under tower with the follow-up miss. However, Ram hit level 5 here. Cupid might be in trouble, and he is. Looks like he's trying to figure out which way to Cupid be the best. Fun Bots comes in with a gigantic ult. Haljan with that great follow-up there. The ult comes out from Ganesh as well. And they're going to clean up everybody on this side of the map.
Nice job on Haljan for like at least staying around the area and noticing that these guys were pushed up enough for him to kind of get a kill here. So, you know, that's where he can apply like the easiest amount of pressure with after both dashes were expended. I want to see how he's gonna be able to like revive mid lane here, particularly with Scylla being pushed up a lot. Looks like Death the King's gonna go ahead and invade the backs, and Hal's just trying to get away and at least secure his blue buff here.
He's gonna get caught by that stash. And it looks like that the King was looking to engage here, but he didn't really have any follow-up. So Sobek is now sitting at the front with Scylla at this T1 tower.
The Scourge is staying far back near the edge of the T1 here, making sure that she isn't gonna get plucked. So far it's 2 for 2. They're only like maybe 700 gold. My bad. Down KoF again. Percha is just losing so much. And
again,
so much of her health.
Out on him too. I mean that's really big for the 5 horsemen, and you know, to just try and keep abusing that as much as they can. You know.
If I'm not Ja, 5 horsemen, I'd look immediately to go ahead and gank.
Leonidas, let's pick up the kill here on Cerberus again. Another solo kill going away the solo laner with 5 horsemen.
Najah bleeds in and tries to get a rid Asian here. But it looks like he's gonna get like collapsed on from all angles. Hal's just trying to see what he can clean up here,
yeah,
but
good dash came in, but it just wasn't enough to get him out of trouble. He kind of got collapsed on from all sides. Haljan keeps the hunt going. Oh man, Rising Dragon just gets out with a sliver of health. Ganesh comes in to try and save it, but it's not going to matter. Scylla ult hits. Ganesh picks up the kill on Death the King though.
Let's see if he can get out of here.
It looks like he's going to die as well. Sobek tried to go in there for it. Sobek might be in trouble now too. Just low supports at a sliver of health. Discordia, however, is coming around the top side while Cupid's coming around from the bottom, and I think this will be a solid cleanup. She hits the golden apple and manages to beats come out for Chi to get. Oh my god.
Good ult from Discordia there. Unfortunate, just unfortunate TV ended up passing that back to Buddha's Dragon. Oh my god, good job on Percha for that rotation and actually not letting that happen. Like Haljan and then
steal the gold here, he just doesn't manage to get it.
I think that was just Greater Scorpion. This is one of the things that I think we had to talk about not that long ago, where trying not to expend so many resources into that, right? Like if Cupid wanted to right now, right, he could have ulted him and he would have been in quite some trouble. And being that he would be crippled and he would have to use his beads instead of his ult to try to get out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta be careful with Using your old steeds.
So we got Julian is pushing up again very far. Scylla is trying to sneak out here and see if she can do something to the Discordia. Chasing her around right now. Rising Dragon manages to pick up a kill on a little bit Asian, and it looks like the 5 Horsemen is going to be able to push a lot of pressure onto this T1 tower and a lot of damage on it as well.
Yeah. Looks like Discordia gets away safely away from Scylla. I'm glad to see Discordia starting to respect Scylla a little bit more. You know, trying to back up and not trying to let her get some free damage off of her because she's already lost her beats twice in the span of 9 minutes. She needs to be mindful because it just opens for Naja to kind of like die, then kind of kill her outright from underneath the tower. Howden with a nice ult
Big
here.
ult, yeah, really big ult comes out to save Hanbot, save the Discordia. It's not gonna matter though. Chibi Kitten's gonna find her over the wall. Neja took Hanbots up into the air to see if possibly get the kill. Chibi Kitten, fearless again. That's all. I mean, she dashes in to get the stun, or the Sikkim, and then the crush off and secure the kill on Howden. But I mean, man, I mean they were both the same amount of health. I mean that was a a very aggressive play. You know, coming out from the Silly here. You know, you can tell Chibi Kitten's kind of feeling herself right now.
Oh, yeah. You know, right now she is 3-0, 10 minutes in. Yeah, she has nothing to worry about. Looks like her team is always near her when she needs it. So she you know, good on her because like I figured like Howden should just run towards his Ganesh to see if you could silence the Scylla. But then you risk getting crippled with her, especially because you don't want to you don't want to get like a double cripple because you're next to your support, and that always sucks. But at least you like fall back to a support. But then you still have the rest of her team still lingering there into the jungle right by the red buff.
A lot of ults expended right here for the Rom. He drops his beads in, his ult is stuck inside the Ganesh ult, just trying to juke as much as he can. I mean, he's doing a great job just trying to hold on for help to arrive, but there's no help available. Chibi Kitten starts to rotate over, but it's just too late. Like, I mean, there just really wasn't enough time to get to him. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, he did everything he could to delay it. So.
Looks like Chibi Kitten over here trying to see if she can take the thing. I wonder if she's gonna get punished. She's about to get out with Zelda kind of like lingering in the jungle, dude.
Yeah, I mean, she got him to drop the Greatest Scorpion too. I mean, and then again, just kind of waiting around the corner, but the ult drops here, and she's gonna pay for that. I mean, it cost Discordia and Hambatso, but I mean, getting dropped, and I mean that's still pretty big for
Oh, nice double strike from Discordia, but nothing comes out of it. Seeing as Howden started to back off, he was relatively low. I always like to see a good strife from. Because I expected so much more.
And I mean, man, if I'm KoF, I mean, yeah, we're starting to kind of lose some gold. And, I mean, these XP and gold differences are starting to kind of become, a bigger problem. But I mean, if I'm them, I mean, the scariest thing to me is there's a level 13 tier running around in the solo lane right now, and he's at the moment he's happy being in the solo lane, but there's gonna come a time where he's gonna spread his wings and he's gonna appear in these team fights, and I mean it's gonna be pretty rough for KoF, it feels like, unless they can just really start to either slow him down or just make sure they're really catching up and farm as much as they can, Got some pings coming out, and it looks like 5 Horsemen is actually going to try and steal this red buff here. Now, I'm not sure. Can't tell if they managed to do it. It looks like they did. Yeah, they managed to do it. It's now around Voodoo Dragon's waist here. And all of a sudden, as I mentioned, here comes this tier, and it looks like they're going to try and pull a Gold Fury here. And Howden ults in, not realizing the tier was right there. Perch is going to suffer for it. I mean, here we go. The hunt is on. Chibi Kitten is another beautiful Scylla ult over the wall. Now going for the Ganesh. Hits the Ganesh as well, but Ganesh manages to dash away just a sliver health. Leonidas does not care though. The hunt is on, and the hunt is over. He picks up Delicious, and now they're going to drop back to go on to this Gold Fury. And wow, I mean, as if it was clockwork. Leonidas making it seem like I know what I'm talking about, because the second I mentioned it, he's like, oh yeah, just start rotating now. props to him for making me look like I know how to come. There you go, the real MVP.
The real MVP, dude.
Real MVP. The 5 Horsemen do secure that Gold Fury. They just want to keep trying to push down the lanes here.
Ooh, man, douche. Right now they're 5k down. Looks like Leonidas does have a 3-level lead on this port service. He's gonna see if he can get what he can. Hopefully, Tyr doesn't see him, but he looks like he heard the blue drop. I'm praying for Port Crimson here.
Yeah, it is a long way back to his tier 2 right now. I mean, the hunt is on, but I mean, the one thing that I think KoF has going for them is Haujin has been doing really, really good with these Hanbatsu ult. He actually does have a lead on the Neja, and I mean, as long as Haujin can keep being very impactful, like with when he uses his ult in these fights, you know, I mean. I mean, there's eventually going to appear, a chance for his team to kind of get back in this game.
Beats go off of Ram after a really good hum battle as you were talking about earlier.
He barely gets out, but I mean, again, this is what he needs to do. He needs to make his presence known, and he needs to do as much as he can to just keep them busy. Yeah, I mean, he needs to make him worry about him until the king can catch up, and he does just that. The beats come out from Cupid after the king tries to go in for that ult. Cupid drops his ult, and they manage to pick up the kill on Death the King. But I mean, again, that's exactly what they need to do. Hanbat still hasn't left. He comes back over to this Rom. Ooh, great monkey to get away from great Sacred Monkey to get away. He still has his leap though as a result of using the Sacred Monkey, but he does get picked up by the Rising Dragon. Oh, good ult there for Mom to secure that kill. And I mean, that's pretty unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Haujin did probably stayed a little too long. He didn't have ult anymore. And good job on his part trying to get the beads firsthand. But at some point you gotta call it quits and kind of just move on from the lane. Because then eventually the cavalry's gonna come. As right now you see Scylla rotating over. She don't care. Oh, actually not. She's actually retreating.
He does get caught by Billy here, but I don't think there's enough here to really put the damage on her. The ult drops and Scylla goes to half, but she's easily able to get away, especially after Tyr comes in and starts throwing his weight around into this middle lane. Level 15 right now. And I mean, him and Ram are the 2 biggest things on this map. The ult drops from Scylla, but it's shy. And Leonidas is still taking a ton of damage. Haujin, however, once again, makes his presence known, comes in with that big ult. Tyr has to ult away just to make sure he's safe. And I mean, again, I'm keeping that Scylla down. It's just exactly what they need to start doing here. Pluck comes out to make sure Rom's safe, and now Leonidas is in the mid lane here, and the rest of the team's starting to join him. And most of KoF is at least, at most half health right now. Good Pluck comes out from the snowback, manages to pick up Crimson. Leonidas is going to clean up the kill from that. The ult comes out from Death the King, sends Ganesh into the air. Ganesh drops, and he is going to fall as well. And Buddha just keeps the pressure on. Plucks to try and see if he can get Discordia. It's just not enough. Ooh, Tyr gets the blink though. Leonidas cleans that up. Haujin comes around, tries to get the Sobek, which he does. And I mean, Haujin's doing a good job of just trying to kind of pick off. I mean, try and disengage, re-engage when he can.
Yeah, Haujin's been doing his darndest here, just trying to keep the game alive right now. With the follow-up with the Discordia and Ganesh. It looks like it's just barely enough, like, to just, I mean, just not to lose those T2 towers here.
Yeah.
Looks like Leonidas is gonna go ahead and try to bully the monkey here, and he does. Looks like he gets a successful Fearless off, and he has to ult defensively, try to see if he can get out.
Cupid ult comes out as well, and I mean that's actually pretty big that they managed to keep Haujin alive there. I thought he was gonna be in trouble. I mean, They did expend a lot of ults to make sure he gets out, but I mean,
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go ahead and prepare for Oni Fury, the 5 Horsemen, and you know it's just unfortunate he got caught out by the tier, because if he didn't do something about it, he was definitely dead, like as you said.
Yeah. And I mean, I just think giving him that kill there would have, would have made things a lot even more difficult, than the odds are already up against, Houchin does hit level 17 here, still has a solid lead on this Neja in terms of experience. But overall, I mean, his team is suffering pretty solidly. He actually has the most player damage in the game right now on this Hunbots pick.
Go Houchin. Hey.
I mean, kind of like I said, I mean, he's got one job right now, and that is keep the game going long enough for his team to catch up in levels. And ooh, the pluck, good pluck comes out. Even manages to ult. Oh man, just barely gets away from those Rama ult shots, and it's not gonna matter. Ooh, Buddhist Dragon does get plucked, does miss the pluck and go under the tower though. Ram dashes in to secure the kill. But here comes some bots. Scylla drops in the back trying to do damage to the Ganesh. I think it might have been better for her to wait because I think she's gonna need it. Laying low, however, Tyr has arrived. And man, I mean when Tyr arrives into these team fights, it feels like Turtle's not gonna understand this reference, but it feels like the Riders of Rohan coming over on the 4th day. Just man, Tyr gets there, and the rest of the team fight just kind of takes care of itself. Looks like they're gonna take this T2 real quick.
I was gonna say I'll give somebody 50 gems, right, if they know what he's talking about. But
everybody in this Twitch channel right now will know what I'm talking about.
No, indeed, I don't have money like that, man. To give out 50 gems. I think you just Google it, right? Everybody just Google whatever he said, and then
You're the one who suggested it. You're like, hey, gems, if anybody can.
I said I was gonna say that, but I was like, you know what? Never mind. That's a bad idea. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, Turtle. Lord of the Rings is what we were going for.
Oh, did I fall asleep during that? Or?
No, you fell asleep during The Hobbit.
Oh, okay. Again. Okay. Well, anyway, like you were saying, Leonidas is an absolute unit right now. You don't want to mess with him. I feel like they gotta they're gonna spend so many resources, right? And, man, it reminds me of a game I played with was also a very menacing Tyr. And I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was supposed to put more resources onto the Tyr or more resources onto the squishies. Yeah. I mean, one of the most disrupting things for a team fight is having a Tyr. Essentially just be able to free roam. Yeah.
He can run around wherever he needs to go. He can push whoever he needs to push. I mean, it can be very, very impressive.
Yeah, he just kills you. You just want to cry because, and then even when you expend your resources onto the Tyr, he just doesn't die, and you cry some more. Gosh. So that's all I know, man.
But I mean, with the exception of this Tyr, the rest of the team is now only just about a level ahead of everybody else, and they're gonna run out of levels to gain very, very shortly. And I mean, Houchin's work is almost, I guess, quote unquote, done here because I feel like the team fight ultimates are really, really gonna start to pay off once everybody's the same level. You know what I mean? Sobek starts to take some damage. Houchin picks up the kill though. Get around the corner. Go to Alpha, manages to get Death the King. Cerberus stays on him, and I mean, this is going to be a huge fight for Cerberus. Cerberus does die. I was going to say if he can stay alive, he's going to start to catch up in some of these levels now. But Leonidas got into the back line, disrupting things as well. The pluck comes down from Buddha, but he might have just cost him because he's gonna fall. Leonidas is gonna pick up the kill on Percha. Rising Dragon's gonna pick up the kill on Delicious here, and right now it's just the Tier and the Rom pushing down this right lane, and it is one Cupid against the world. As he tries to just keep this right Phoenix alive and healthy, and it looks like it looks like they are gonna drop it. I mean, they do have a wave coming in the right lane, but I mean, it just might not be enough. Oh, Rom might have just gotten in trouble here. I mean, he's locked out, or he's locked in, I should say. And Tier is locked out. I mean, the buff came onto him. I'm surprised that Cupid didn't try to make something happen, but there is a level lead going to the Rom here, and now the Tier 2, or my apologies, the Phoenix looks like it's gonna fall after that minion wave came in. And it will, so they're gonna kind of drop back here. Looks like they might go for that T2 now, and yeah, it looks like they will. Tier starts to tank it, Rama starts to hit it. And that's gonna fall pretty quick here. Now the Primal Fury and the Pyro are both up, so I'm kind of curious to see what happens when both teams kind of regroup here. Ganesh got a little dashing towards that Tier. I mean, they're definitely on the retreat. You know, but again, I don't really want to be close to him right now.
No.
They are going to jump around this Pyromancer. Still, it looks like she was trying to see if she could poke at the red buff here, but it's not really going to be enough.
No, she just goes there zoning. You know, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the solo lane you're supposed to zone, but no, she's just like, I'm just going to crush you, and you know, that's like 90% of your HP. What you're going to do then? Like, she is at that point. Or, you know, she's just a complete menace to even deal with, you know?
A menace to society.
That's a good... Oh, it's like that's a good...
However, it's not going to matter. Gigantic ult comes out from Hun Bots. Almost picks up a double kill. Will pick up a double kill now? And he will. Haujin again. Just putting in the most effort possible on this Hun Bots pick, man. I mean, it is just... He's playing... just lights out right now. I'm like, you know, just doing really everything he can.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of him. I don't know. I just
I mean, they put down the Scylla here too, and you know, I mean, the fact that he managed to take the Scylla out, I think it's just really big right now for them.
Sorry, I'm dying. But I'm okay. Looks like Haujin's gonna try to see if he can go sneak in from the back, but somebody's gonna say no, not if I have anything to say about it. Here goes Tier zoning out 3 members.
It's still pretty healthy though. I expected he would have lost a little more HP in that series, but he managed to still be pretty much full here. Goes in to do some damage on this Rom. Ganesh ults the Rama. The ult comes out from Cupid as well. Trying to see how much they can do. The beats come out from Rama though, so he's just going to be able to step away. Crimson stepped up a little too far though, and I mean, he's just not tanky enough right now to deal with those Rama autos, and it kind of shows. Haujin ults dropped again though. He had it back up, which is good. BB Kitten's on the hunt for him though, and she's going to pick it up. Tier just manages to get away. Sobek gets hit by the golden apple, passes it to Cheapy Kitten, but it's not really going to matter because she's still up in the ult, so she had that immunity. And there are now some fire minions starting to pour into this right side here. It's maybe the beginning of the end here. I mean, good pluck comes out from Sobek to try and you know, to displace Ganesh. He does manage to survive though. They still haven't really addressed the fact that there is a group of minions plunking away at their Titan though. And Ganesh is going to have to step back and reset here, I think, as well, which means they don't really have a front line there. Cerberus is just running through that now, so I mean, he's going to do enough to try and hold people there. Good ult comes out from him though. He doesn't have any beats, so I mean, Scylla might take a lot more damage than she wants to. In fact, she's going to take all the damage. Scylla falls, Crimson dies as well in the process, but I mean, it might be good just to make sure you cut that Scylla out of the way at this point. Stripe comes out to try and Tier sidesteps it. The ult comes out from the Discordia, the dash as well to try and get away. Haujin picks up a kill on Rising Dragon. Oh, man, Leonidas is just so big right now, but the damage of the 5 Horsemen is severely slowed by the fact that they don't have their mid or ADC with them now. The fight keeps going. The huge Fearless pushes them both away, and that might be enough to confirm. And it is the 5 Horsemen pick up the win over KoF.
All right. Oh, that was too much for me to handle these past couple of minutes. Oh God. All right, let me. Great game. Oh God. Okay, where do I start? Okay, I just want to start at this one point, right, where they pushed up after Haljan got the double kill. At what point do they say let's reset? Or what point they need to pay a little bit more attention to those death timers? Because Sulla ended up coming back into the fight, picking up Humbats, and it allowed them to apply pressure into that mid Phoenix. And I was just so angry that they stood so long there. I don't even you were talking the entire time because there was just so much going on because I can't keep up with my little brain. But oh my God. And it was KoF did their best staying there as long as he did. You did mention that they were getting to that point of the game where they're all gonna be level 20. At some point, Crimson was just trading his life to get rid of a carry. It didn't matter who. Crimson, he said, I can't do much, but let me just take out one member with me, and he did. He went in there with Haljan. They were able to either gonna get rid of Rising Dragon or Chibi, one or the other, and it alleviated a lot of the pressure off of them. But still, you still had Leonidas being the absolute unit that he was, just kind of being in their face, and the carries couldn't do anything about it.
Just a really, really good performance all around by the 5 horsemen.
Oh yeah, they played stellar. They played great. Applying pressure. Chibi just showing that she was fearless. Buddhist Dragon getting some nice plex here and there. Death the King. Doing what he can, getting some decent ults out. But great. If I could give an MVP, can I give it to Haljan? I know he didn't win, but my God.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought about the same thing. I was like, man, Haljan just did really well. Just really kind of did the best he could. But I mean, on the other side of the team, we got Leonidas here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I mean, I guess we could do one for both teams, and those would be the two in my opinion, of course. But I mean, wow, that was just a really good performance coming out of the solo lane.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah, Leonidas did a great job. The mid laner did also a great job. I don't want to leave her out either because she did well on the Persephone, and she did she did excellent with Scylla.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure. I mean, she could. I mean, she really held it down in mid. I mean, for like a lot of those early portions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So I mean, yeah.
Great game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, excellent job from both teams. I mean, that'll do it for us here. You saw it here. You heard it here first. The 5 horsemen picking up the win over KoF, and we will see you guys on our next stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who supports the SLL. We really appreciate you. Turtle, any final words?
You guys, again, I think I say this every single time. Keep grinding, keep studying, keep looking up at your favorite streamers' builds, and don't forget to ask questions. We're here. We're always here to help. But yeah, good games, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
Take care.